I know, I'm doing it freehand. I should be using my ruler, but I'm not. Okay, so this is what we have. This is S. This is 40. Let me use my pen because you guys can't see that very well. And I'll redraw this in 2 triangles. I'm just drawing it for now. 40, 40. Okay, so what these two being 40, what does that tell us about this smaller triangle? Anybody? And I can't see my chat, so hold on a second. Because then you guys should be able to figure out. Now, this is kind of a unique one. Okay, so again, I'll redraw them so you can see the smaller one and the bigger one. So here's the smaller one. So we have S, J, oops, I'm missing a letter. Where'd it go? K, sorry, K. All right, and then we have the bigger one. I know they're not proportional. Don't make fun of me. S, Q, R. Okay, so we know that this is 40 and this is 40, which makes this what kind of triangle? Anybody? Oh, wait, let me go back to the chat. Anybody know what kind this is? This is 130. And we have this section down here, which is question mark. But you actually can figure this out, this question mark section, plus 40, because you have this 40 here. That's what this is. You can actually figure this out without doing a lot of math. There's 1 and 2 ways of doing this, if you think about it. If these 2 sides are the same, and you guys remember that a triangle with 2 sides the same, they're isosceles triangles. Well, if this one fits inside this one, guess what kind of triangle this is? An isosceles triangle. So that means that if these 2 sides are the same, then these 2 sides are the same. And you can set this up 1 of 2 ways. You could do a proportion. You could say, well, 40 small side to big side over 40 plus question mark equals, I guess it'd be 40 over 130, right? Okay, there's that. Or if you go, well, wait a minute, these 2 sides are the same, you simply say question mark plus 40 equals 130. So there's the 2 ways to do it. And here you would simply do the math, subtract the 40, and the question mark would equal, take 0 from 0, can't take 4 from 3, but you can take it from 13, which equals 90, and that missing side is 90. Now, you'll get the same answer here, okay, because you're gonna cross multiply. So you have 40 times 40 plus question mark equals 40 times 130, okay?
Now they Tracy.
Yes, did I do something?
They can divide by 40, both of them.
Right, and that's, thank you very much. So instead of distributing and doing that craziness, you just divide by 40, and that goes away, and that goes away, and look what you end up with. You end up getting to here. Pretty cool, huh? So don't always take the hard, the hard route of saying, oh, I have to do this proportionally, okay? Because sometimes it's just saying, well, I know this is 40. I don't know this length, but if it's an isosceles triangle, this side's 130. This whole side has to equal 130. I just have to take the part plus the part equal the whole. Subtract that part to get the other part. Does that kind of make sense? I hope. You guys want me to do another one? Here, let me do this so you can see this.
Tracy, don't worry about it. I got it, okay?
Oh, okay, thank you. I saved what I had. So this is the same as this, if you can see that.
I got Jesus Hernandez Alvarado already, okay?
Okay. You guys want to see another one? I can show you another one.
Guys, remember we're having a quiz.
Miss, can you help me with number 3? Like, explain it to me, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
So let me get number 3 up. Hold on. Gotta switch screens. Go back. Oh, sure. Pick something that's challenging to draw. I see how it is. I'm just teasing you. I can do this. I just have to get out my ruler because this one's a little bit harder. All right, so we have a straight line, and hold on, give me a second. I gotta draw it, and then I can do it. Okay. This is kind of scary, but whatever. Okay, kind of like this, and kind of like that. Okay, and ignore this side. Okay, so what do we know? It's not exact, I know, but just, you know. First things first, they told us that triangle ABC is congruent. Oops, congruent.
No, similar.
Huh?
Similar.
Similar. Sorry, you're right. Similar to triangle, not congruent. That's wrong. Oh, Miss Frazee, where are you today? Okay, so then we have E, F, A shared, and C and B. And we know that this one is 156, and this is 65, and this is 35, but we don't know what this is. So now let's, side AB, okay, so we're gonna color code, is similar to AF. So AB, okay, is similar to this one. All right, so that's gonna be that box. And I need AC, so it's this one, which is gonna be AE. So AC is similar to AE. So that's gonna be this box. Okay, now do you see how I use the similarity statement? Uh-oh, am I still on? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good, because I've got my computer telling me you've been logged out. And I'm like, oh no, did I just lose everybody? Okay. Okay, so I take my pink to my pink. So I'm going to take my, it doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. So I'm going to take the small 35 to the big question mark, and that equals small 65 to the big 156. So I took my similarity statement, and these are all segments that make up this triangle, AB, BC, and AC. But I took the ones I know. I don't know BC, and I don't know EF, and so I just took what I knew first, AB. Well, what is that similar to? The next two, AF. So they go in order. So now you're just going to cross multiply. So 65 times the question mark equals 35 times 156. Now, you guys can break all this down if that makes that easier. When I get too many 2s or too many 3s, my dyslexia and dysgraphia kick in. So I have issues with that. So I have to use bigger numbers. So I know 5 goes into 65. So I'm going to say 5 times, and what goes into 65? Well, it's probably going to be, let me check. This is where I do use a calculator. It's 13.
13?
I knew that. I forgot. Okay. Well, 5 goes into 35. Is that right? Yeah. 5 goes into 35. I know that by 7 times 5. Okay, so I've taken care of my 5 over here. Oh, I forgot my question mark. Times my question mark. what I need to know is 13. I got to get rid of that because I got to get the question mark by itself. So I'm guessing 13 goes into 156. So I'm going to take 156 divided by 13. And oh, yep, it's times 12. So times 13 times 12. So now I have all my factors. I kept them big. Okay, technically this is prime and this is prime and so are these. So I could only break down 12, but there's no reason to because they're all here. So now I divide by what I don't want to get the question mark by itself. Okay, so this goes away and question mark is by itself. Yay, that's what I wanted. So now I can cross out 5, I can cross out 13, and that leaves 7 times 12. These are the things you got to make sure that you get both, and you're multiplying 7 times 12. So if it helps you to bring them down and say 7 times 12, and then write it again with what is 7 times 12? Well, 7 times 12 is 84. And Mr. Rivas gave you a wonderful multiplication chart if you don't remember your 12s. And that's your missing side. Does that kind of help?
Yeah, thank you. It helped a lot. I was just getting confused on the last step because I wrote everything down like the chart, like I
Right.
divided everything and like multiplied.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know the last step. I kept on forgetting it. But thank
Okay.
you.
Multiply
You're welcome.
leftover.
Yeah, I
Miss,
usually try and deal with the smallest number first on this side that's with the question mark, because then if I can find those factors in these, that makes it a whole lot easier.
Miss,
Yes.
how do you know when to do that? Like, you know, it with the factors instead of the numbers.
Okay, so you can always factor it. You mean when to go down to prime? Is that what you're
Oh,
asking?
yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
here's my issue. I have a tough time when there's too many numbers. So I don't go down to prime. Well, here there was a lot of prime numbers involved anyway, because it gives me too many numbers. So instead I try and match up factors. So you don't have to go all the way down to prime. And again, the only thing that would have gone down to prime here is 12, because 7, 5, and 13 are already prime. But I don't see a need to go down that far because I'm getting rid of, I said 65 is 5 times 13. Do I have a 5 and a 13 in these two? And I knew I did in 35 with 7 times 5. So I'm hoping that 13 times something makes 156. And then I can get rid of those to get my question mark by itself. Does that kind of make sense?
Kinda.
I can do another one. Give me another one. I think we have
Can you
time.
do another one that has the same steps like that?
Yeah, let me look at, let's see. What
Number 2.
Is number 2 one? Okay.
Okay,
Let me, yeah. Number 2 is one like that. Okay. Okay. So we have, oh boy, here we go. Okay. So we have a big long thing and a straight line. And again, just get it close. I mean, we're not going to critique your triangle. You know, I won't anyway, because I can't do very well. All right, this is too narrow, but whatever. You get the idea. It just has to be close. All right, so then we label these. And again, we have a similar statement. So I'm going to write that. It doesn't matter where you write it as long as you have it. Just make sure that you write it in the correct order. That's a huge thing. Whoops, that's a triangle, not an A. Triangle CSR. Okay. So now you label, you have a B, you have 72, you have a C, you have 6, you have R, S, 9, question mark, A. Okay, so now, and it's kind of hard to see, I'm sorry with my background highlights, but I'll mark things for you. The first thing I do is I look at what's my first segment, CB, okay? So CB, ooh, that has a number, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use CB, and I'm gonna match it up with the first 2 letters in this similar statement is CS. So CS, yep, that has also a number. Okay, so this one is going to go to this one, and I'll make my box. Make my box for that one, okay? And then, sorry, this is bugging me because it's messing me up and making me think it's a letter, and it's not. It's a triangle. There I go. All right, now, next thing. I have, let's see, question mark for CA. CA is right here, so I'm going to mark that pink. I don't have anything for AB or BA in the next order, so I ignore it, okay? But if C is to A, then, oh, I didn't do this. C is to S, there you go. And C is to R, right here. And there is a number here, so this is going to go to this. And I'll put my similarity box, okay? So now I line up my stuff, and I'm going to take smaller to bigger because it just makes it easier for me. So my smallest green is 9. My bigger green is 72. Equals my smaller green of pink, and it's hard to know, but you have to match them up. 72 is the bigger one, so this is going to be the bigger one. So 6 is my smaller factor over my question mark, my bigger factor, because it's part of the bigger triangle. So now what? Well, we're going to cross multiply, okay? And this is where, if you can get to this part, you're golden. Now you just got to do the math. So it's just following the similarity statement, using some of your highlighters, crayons, pencils, whatever you can. Maybe it's a pen and a pencil, so they're different colors, to help you figure this out. So I say take 9 times the question mark equals 6 times the 72. Now, 9, I asked myself, that's a small number already. I could factor it down 3 to 3, but I kind of want to, I like my bigger number. So I go, is 9 and 6? No, 6 is smaller. Is 9 and 72? I'm not sure. Let me look at my multiplication chart. Oh yeah, 9 times 8. So I'm simply going to divide by 9. And here's what you could do. You could do 9 times question mark equals 6 times 9 times 8. Now you have all your stuff. Because I've said, I know that 9 times 8 makes 72. I divide by 9. Get rid of that. Now my question mark is by itself, which is what I want. Get rid of the 9s over here. And I have 6 times 8 left. And when I multiply those, that's 48. Does that kind of help? I can explain it again if I went too fast. The biggest thing on this one is remembering to use, let me back out a little. I can't. Remembering to use your similarity statements. The letters are in order. So C is to C, as B is to S, as A is to R. So then the segments are in order. CB is to CS, okay? BA is to SR, and CA is to CR. Or you could do it backwards. You could say AC is to RC, okay? That's the biggest clue. And once you then set them up, it's just doing the math. Does that kind of help? Maybe. All right, I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time because I don't know how much the quiz is going to do. But if you guys need to see one more, we might have time. These kids keep dropping out. Can you make sure Christopher and Leo Casillas are on our attendance? Christopher Beltran. I think he was in before.
Christopher, do you know his last name?
Huh?
Christopher's last name.
Beltran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got him.
And then Leonardo Casillas.
Yeah, I just.
Why did you not? Oh, okay. So somebody asked me why didn't I factor the 6? Well, because 6 isn't in 9. So I just skipped it. I knew I was going to have to multiply it by whatever was left over anyway. I was looking for 9 in the 2 numbers that were here. It's not in 6 because 6 is smaller than 9. So I skipped it and left it and said, okay, is 9 and 72? Yes, 9 times 8. So then I show my 3 factors, 6 times 9 times 8. Divide by the 9 and get rid of it. 6 times 8 48.
Even if you factor it, you still get the same answer.
Right, you can factor it. But again, you don't want me to do that because if I have too many 2s and 3s, it gets a little scary.
Yeah, I mean, even if you factor, you still get the same answer.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, not any. Oh, what if, okay, so somebody said, what if 9's not in any of the numbers? I guarantee you it's going to be there. If it's not, you've messed up your matching somehow.
Yeah, the way these problems are set up is they will cancel.
They will.
Yeah, I mean, once you get into higher mathematics, they might not cancel. But in math 2, they're always going to cancel.
Okay, Leo, I did 7. Let me show it again. So Leo accidentally, his connection messed up. So we had, and let me explain it real quick to Leo before we do the test, and maybe this will help you guys again. We had 2 triangles, one inside the other. I broke them out into 2. I noticed that in this triangle, the 2 sides were the same, and that makes it an isosceles triangle, okay? Well, if this triangle is inside this one, that means the big one's an isosceles too. So I could do it one of 2 ways. Knowing that this side equals this side, I could just set it up that way, question mark plus 40 equals 130 and solve. Or if I'm not sure, I can still do side to side, which I did here, 40 over 40 plus question mark, 40 over 130. And then I cross multiplied here. I noticed both had 40. So I divided by 40 to get rid of them. And then, oh, look, this is what I'm left with. 40 plus question mark equals 130. And then I did the math. And then somebody asked me to set up number 4. I will set it up, but I'm not going to do the math. Because I want to give you guys time to do it.
And don't forget the video will be in Google Classroom.
Right. I'm going to do number 4 real quick, setup. And then I want to give you guys time to do the quiz. Okay. Yes, and Leo, the video for number 7 will be in Google Classroom. So if you missed it. Okay, so number 4, first things first, let me draw my triangles. I'm going to do freehand real quick. Okay, so we have this one, something like that. And then we have this one is something like this. Okay, so first things first, it says that triangle KLM is similar to triangle TUV. So now I need to label what I know. This is L, 78, LM is that, LK is 84, okay? TU, I don't know. And then VU is 13. Now, I need to look at my similarity, okay? So, I know LM, so I'm going to do that first. It tells me LM. Well, LM is in the same position as UV, and I'm going to highlight them, LM and UV. So these are going to be matching buddies. Poor Paola keeps dropping out too. Oh, she got in. Okay. Now, I know LK. Well, it's also these two, KL. So that's going to match up with TU. Okay. And TU. Oh, good. I have something there. So now I'll make my little boxes. Okay. Okay. Green is to green. So it doesn't matter as long as you stay consistent. I can take big, 78, to small, 13, as long as I stay consistent when I take the big of the pink, 84, to the little pink question mark. And they're equal to each other. That's my similarity statement. The only next step I'm going to do is show you guys, okay, I have to cross multiply. I have to go from here to here and here to here. So it's going to mean 78 times the question mark equals 13 times the 84. Now comes in the work with the multiplication table. You need to find 78 in your multiplication table and say what factors go into there. Number one, it's even. So 2's go into that for sure. But 2 is a small number, which means it's going to leave a big number for the other side, but that might work out. You never know. 13 is prime. So you could try 13 times 78 divided by 13 and see if you get something, because that would be nice to get rid of 13. If that doesn't work out evenly, which actually it does, hint, hint.
That's 13 times 6.
Yeah, so 13 times 6 works. So I got rid of my 13. Now the only other part I have to get rid of from the question mark is the 6. So I'm going to guess that 6 times something makes 84.
6 times 14.
Oh, well, there you go. Boy, Mr. Rivas is being really nice. I wasn't going to tell you all that.
In the table,
So then,
use the table.
right. So then, remember, the goal is to get the question mark by itself. I've gotten rid of the 13. I've gotten rid of the 6. You literally could just cross them off on each side, but that's not showing the math. So we're going to do this. Okay. All right. This goes away, leaving the question mark by itself, which is what we wanted. These cancel and these cancel, leaving just the 14, which is really nice math.
Yeah, remember, in this class, that would always happen.
Yes. It should always work out evenly.
Yes.
Meaning you shouldn't get decimals or half things right now.
Yeah, that'll be later on.
Right.
In this-
Okay, we've got about 20 minutes. How much time did you want to give them for the quiz?
Well, kids were at 12:45. I'm thinking we start around 12:35. So
Only 10 minutes? Okay. Any other ones you want me to show you then? We got 10 minutes, according to Mr. Rivas. 11 and 5. Okay. Whew. All right, let me do 11 first because that came in first, and then I'll do 5. All right. So I'll do 11 biased over here, so hopefully we don't see all this coming through. All right, let me go to my paper. All right, 11 is a triangle and a triangle. So I'm going to draw this, and I'm going to draw this. Oops. Yeah, I know, I should be using my ruler. I'm trying to get through this quick. Okay, and then I just match up a side. All right, so we don't have a similarity statement on this one. So we just need to label what we know. We have S, R, G, H, Q. All right, this is 45. The whole thing, okay, is 54. Oh, Mr. Rivas, that's not nice. 54 and 45 for people that are dyslexic like me. That's just mean. Okay, and this is question mark. I know he didn't set them up on purpose that way. Okay, so we can separate the triangles if that makes that easier. Or we can just highlight them. It's up to you. In all reality, if you look at this carefully, you're taking, okay, you don't have to have a similarity statement because one fits in the other. So this side is going to go to this side, and this side is going to go to this side. The thing you don't know is GQ. So how am I going to figure out GQ? Well, you have 14 here, which is part of the question mark. You have a part plus a part equals a whole. If I need this part, I got to take this one out. So that means that the big one minus 14, and that's how you write it, because this number is going to be bigger than 14. If you write 14 minus the question mark, you'll have a negative number, and that's not good. Okay, so without writing the triangles separately, I know that this one goes to this one, and I know that, and make sure you highlight the right one, this one goes to this one. So now let's set that up. We have green, and pink. Okay, so green, small, question mark, minus 14 over big, question mark. It's important you understand that concept. This is the bigger, okay? Small, 45, to big, 54, okay? And then again, sorry, keep hearing my daughter's cat. You're gonna cross multiply, all right? So take 45 times the question mark, take 54 times the question mark minus 14. Now, I want to get rid of 45. There is no 45 over here in the combination that I have right now. If this was 54 and 54, easy peasy, I've got it. But I don't have that. So I'm going to look at my multiplication chart, and I know 9 times 5 times the question mark equals 45. I'm going to take, and I'm going to just, well, I don't have to distribute. I can say 54 is 9 and 9 times 6, okay, times the question mark minus the 14, which is 7 times 2. Can I do that, Mr. Rivas, or do I have to distribute it?
No, you can't. You cannot do that because you're there's a minus in
Yeah, I knew it. He always catches me on that. I try and do the shortcut.
No, the
but
9,
I
6
get in
okay.
trouble.
The 9, 6.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta distribute the 9 and the 6, right?
No. Put 9
No?
on the outside.
Okay, so I can have 9 times 6 here.
Yes. And
And
then
then
it has to be in parentheses minus 14.
So I just do the question mark minus 14.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, what I recommend is you divide by 9 times 5 on both sides.
Yeah, but there's no 5 over here.
But there's a 9.
There is a 9, but that'll leave a 5.
Okay. When you factor the
Did I write these wrong? No, I didn't write these wrong.
divide by 9, 5. Divide both sides by 9, put 9 multiplied by 5.
Okay. So that's gone. Question marks by itself. That's what I want.
So
This
the
is
9
gone.
right? So you have 6 parentheses question mark minus 14.
Right. So let's simplify that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I have left over.
By 5.
Now the problem is I need a 5.
Okay. Distribute the parentheses on the right side. So
Distribute it.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to do question mark equals 6
Question mark.
times question mark
6 times
minus 6,
minus 84.
oh, 84. Ah, because that's where my 5 is going to come in, huh?
Yeah, and then
It's just not obvious. So
divide.
now I'm hoping that 5 is in 84 somewhere.
Okay, now the trick, raise the paper up a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I don't like the fraction, so I'm gonna multiply by 5 to get rid of it. Multiply
Okay.
both sides by 5. So you have 5 question mark is equal to 6 question mark minus 84. Now I would like to have all the question marks on one side.
Right.
So I like to
Oh.
have question marks on the left. So minus 6 question mark, minus 6 question mark.
Okay, now I have an answer, but can my question mark be negative? Somebody tell me, can my question mark be negative? Are my variables allowed to be negative?
No, the question mark has to be positive.
Right, so here's how I fix that. I divide by a -1, which cancels out the question mark. And guess what? My side is 84. So how you could have done this a little bit simpler is I could have distributed everything sooner. Okay, Now, what do I mean by that? I could have taken, I'm just going to take this step. 9 times 5 times question mark equals 9 times, and I'm going to distribute the 6 and the negative 14. I can do that. Okay, so I have 6 question mark minus 84. Now, here's what I can do. This is legal. You can divide just by the 9, get rid of those. And now you have 5 question mark equals 6 question mark minus 84. And then you're where we were at. Does that make sense? So I took the hard way, which sometimes happens, but that's okay. We learn, okay? But see how I'm getting the same answer. So sometimes we have to take the long route to figure out the short route. And then somebody asked for 5 and somebody asked for 6. Okay, I will try and set up 5 and 6 real quick, but I'm not going to do the math because we're running out of time.
Yeah, we're running out of time. I think it's better we give them the quiz right now. So they have,
You want to give them the quiz right now?
yeah.
Okay, all right, try the quiz, you guys. Remember, he has makeup time that you can do the quizzes. It's
Tracy. It should mean 40.
Yes.
It should mean 45 times 110. You have to multiply.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, if I don't watch my dyslexia, that's what happens. Okay. Numbers. Okay.
Okay, class. That is not the question. The question will be on the quiz to be in Google Forms. Okay. What Ms. Tracy is doing is not the quiz questions. Okay. She's doing problems from the homework. She's doing problem number 6 right now. Okay. Look in Google Classroom where it says quiz. There's a form in there. Click on it and you should be able to see the quiz. Okay. So now Ms. Tracy is doing the homework problems, not the quiz.
I'm just doing these so I can take pictures and send them to who asked for them. And I think he's still recording, so they're still on here for the YouTube. Maybe not. So yeah, don't watch me.
Let me help you 156, okay?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Probably 113. So 13
Right.
times 12 gives you 156.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't
One
sure.
times 10.
So then they can go from there. Okay, so I'll take pictures for those that needed that. And then they're also on here if you guys need them.
Also, email it to them, but also remember the video. I'm also
Yeah.
recording right now.
Okay.
That will be in the video.